Alright, try to calm. I think it's because I had for kids. Because I had for kids, it didn't work. Now we're doing the
Oh, that's it.
join in. Waiting for people to join in. You in? Oh, hello. Finally, we are inside. We're doing a live stream from CES. We're looking at car audio in general, car entertainment and navigation systems. And right here we have the Decida. So let's go check out the Decida. If you guys have any questions, just make sure you guys drop it down below. We will handle it. The Decida Boost 4200, smart driving, better journey. And they have some of the stuff right here. They also have some. They have some mints right here too. So stop by the booth, get some mints. And yeah, drop some comments down below. We'll wait for some people to join, so then we'll get some Q&A questions started. Drop some comments. Someone says a comment, let me know one. Anything new for Nissan? Let's see. So they have a brochure right here. Get you to a live. Make sure you. Looking through their catalog. What kind of car do you drive for your Nissan? We got Sentra, Tiana, Altima with AC, automatic or manual. You see anything?
2015 Rogue.
2015 Rogue? Alright, let's see. Ooh, I do not see Rogue hidden here. Sorry, man. No Rogue here. But they might be, see, because they're in different regions, there's a bunch of names that I don't even recognize myself. But there's like the Sunny, the Patrol, Micra, something like that. I would definitely just go to their website or hop onto AliExpress and see what the Decida has to bring in. But yeah, let me show you some of the new stuff real quick. I want to make like a full video, but some new stuff right here. You guys probably know about the Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, and wireless Apple CarPlay. So this has it right here. You guys want to come in. We got the autoplay right here. Currently, I don't have an iPhone. I'm using it to record right now. So yeah. But you're gonna have the newer head units. If you buy one this year, you're gonna have a higher resolution Android 10 and support for a higher resolution rear reverse camera. So that's this bad boy right here. You can't hook these new ones to the thing. 2017 2017 Lancer Hugo Run. So I know there's one for an Evolution, Lancer Evolution. So I'm sure there's one for the maybe for a Lancer too. So we have several models for the Lancer. We have the Lancer 10 EX or Evo, Lancer 9 Evo, Lancer 9. So there's a bunch of Lancers you can check out here. Definitely should be putting a link down below so you guys can just click on it. You get the Ford F-150 price ranges. Let me talk about the price ranges of these guys. So there's several models. If you guys want to look at, if you want to come out here and take a look at this. So they don't have it, but they have a budget model which is called the PX30, and then they have the PX5, and then the PX6, which is the Max 6 is what they're calling it. And what that is basically, from what I see, it's basically 250-ish, 300, and this is like $400 to $500. So that's like the general price range. You're looking at 250 to 400. Apple CarPlay is a little bit more if you're looking for Apple CarPlay. Yes, so for the FRS, we have an FRS BRZ at our station, and I don't know if you guys can hear me on the audio very well, but we're talking to the SIDA. We're telling them like, hey, let's get a prototype of steering wheel controls, because it'd be really nice if we had steering wheel controls, which a BRZ FRS doesn't until like 2017 has steering wheel controls. So stay tuned to that. We're actually going to get that soon. I'm going to make a video on steering wheel controls if your car doesn't have steering wheel controls. Audio is good. Thank you, Tony Park. Trying to speak loud. It's really on the convention. Behind me, if you guys want to show behind me, we have a lot of people. Pioneer, we have Ford, the new Ford Mustang. Have Kenwood, all these big brands, but decided to try to go swinging. And we have some other. I've been trying to look for some other brand Android head units. I don't see any Joying or iDoing, none of those. So decided is one of those companies that I'm very familiar with, and I'll be able to show off their products, which is nice. You check out their TPMS. So their TPMS sensors. Let me see if I can show you guys that TPMS sensor. So there's two types of TPMS sensors that you can buy. The caps, which I've used. If you guys haven't checked out the TPMS sensors for the caps, it's really easy. All you do is screw it in, and then you get tire pressure monitoring systems. This ones are the internal ones. So if you guys want to go to a tire shop and have it internal, these are more reliable, but of course they're pretty difficult to install because you need a wheel machine. That's why I've used the tire caps. But that's how that kind of works. And I don't know if you guys ever seen the inside of an Android head unit. So let's take a look at the inside. Any questions? No questions yet? So this is the inside of an Android head unit. You have the motherboard itself, and that's what really defines what's like other manufacturers on how clean it is, where the layout is. That's a big difference. The manufacturers, the factories that make them, the audio engineers that create these, they vary a lot. Of course, this is an inductor, it controls power. This module right here is the built-in CarPlay and Android Auto. So it's actually a hardware piece you need to have that handshake so you can have Apple CarPlay. So when you're ordering a head unit, you should also request, hey, how much does it cost to have the built-in CarPlay or Android Auto? So make sure you do that. Or if you didn't do that, you can buy this external dongle. You can buy the external dongle, and then you can have that same effect. Having an external is kind of nice because it's, you can remove it, and if you get a new Android head unit, you're good too. But having it built in, it's just a lot more seamless. So you get that seamless look. For those wondering about the processor itself, if you want to come in, you can see that there's the PX6 and the PX5. This is the system on chip. This is actually the processor. And you have this huge heat sink. There's no fans on it, and then there's a huge heat sink that basically, it dissipates the heat passively, no fans. And then you have, with the PX6 chip, you have the HDMI port, and that's an HDMI out. It's not an HDMI in, unfortunately. I've been talking to the side, I'm like, hey, it'd be really nice if I could hook up this Nintendo Switch, because they're starting to release higher resolution screens in the future. This year, actually, is 720p of all these are going to be 720p now with a better chassis. And this is only HDMI for like headrests and stuff like that. But hopefully, the PX6 itself doesn't support HDMI in pass-through, so that's the biggest limitation. We're gonna have to find like some kind of other CPU or some kind of thing to bypass that. But that is how the processor looks. You have that, and then you have the pins in the back. And looking at the motherboard again, this is the Wi-Fi chip. So this is how Wi-Fi works, and of course you have that antenna where you can hook up, you screw in a bigger antenna. the side of the head units have that micro SD card, so you have the micro SD card slot right there with Bluetooth right here. And again, the DSP, you can get external DSP units, but this one has the built-in DSP. Looks like that black chip right there. Check it out. And of course, the audio that you're using here is going to be the 7850 TDA 7850. Pretty cool. So check that out. It's really cool kind of setup right here. You guys have any questions for me on YouTube? No questions? No questions? Now let's walk around a little bit, check out the other floors. Are you holding? I'm holding your phone. Let's walk around a little bit. So that was the Decida booth. Let's take a quick look at the Decida booth one more last time. And we'll look at some other audio. So that's the helper right there, helping us out. His name is Quick, and he's been super helpful, cooperative. He's been a big supporter of the channel, and I appreciate it. That way I get the latest and greatest tech. I want to show you guys this NSX first. It's a pretty slick NSX. And let me know if you guys want to see anything. Ford Mustang or the Pioneer or anything like that. We can show you guys that real quick. Pretty cool Acura NSX right here. Check that out. It's a race car, and it just screams racing pedigree. We got JBC right here, Kenwood. Let's look at some of their head units for this year. So here's some OEM solutions, but we're not really looking at OEM solutions. We're looking at aftermarket. Now, you see the limitations of these head units versus these older head. Like this is like a big brand, Kenwood, stuff like that, and it's just it really doesn't do it for me when I look at these. I mean, you can tell I'm just not into it right now. Let's look at more of the ones with displays. I'm looking like calculators. And we have, these guys have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto too. But if you want to zoom in real quick, we can see that these actually have more of a audio focus, but their display is just not as good. And in my opinion, it looks a little bit more tacky. This is kind of nice looking, but everything looks more plastic. I want more glass. If you come here, I'm just touching the screen, and you guys ever had like those old Palm Pilots or Nintendo DS? It's not a glass screen. It's a touch-based capacitive. You can't. It's just not a good feeling. Like you can't even use. It's not like that iPhone kind of feel, which is unfortunate at this kind of tier. But that's how it is. They more focus on OEM kind of style, which I understand. So that was the Kenwood JVC. Let's check out some of their cars. I'm in a big fan of Pioneer, so we can check out Pioneer's booth in a bit. Yeah, nice Jeep. Any questions coming in?
Jason says, where's the OGCK at?
OG what? Oh, they're not here. They're not here. So moving along, I think we have Ford right here. You guys want to check out the new Mustang? Let's go check out the Mustang. So we have a Mustang Mach-E right there, hanging off the wall. It looks pretty cool. The Mach-E in blue is really nice. Look at that. Yeah, so what's really cool about the Mach-E, if you want to get it close, those headlights are looking so good. The wheels actually look really, like this car looks finished, but it's coming out, you're looking at probably 2021, so this is probably going to be for the next CES too, but 2021. Not coming out this year, unfortunately, but the sport model, you can tell by the nose cone. You got that classic, kind of like that Tesla style nose cone look, which I actually really like. It gives it that That little design. Let's get through. Nah. I think the Rivian somewhere. So the ones that don't have that nose cone look is the less sporting one, which also looks pretty nice too. Looking for some head units, some radios. We got a nice Qualcomm. Okay. I think the Rivian group is around here too. We got Amazon. Metric kits. So when you're installing like an Android head unit or just any head unit, these guys have brackets and shells. If you're looking for that more of that universal look, Metra has one of the more like you see them everywhere. They're ubiquitous. It's looking at pretty much Ken, like Best Buy and all of those guys have Best Buy and like Fry's Electronics has these Ken suppliers. Now look at this is the Rivian. If you guys want to check out the Rivian real quick. Okay, quick zoom. Let me get a quick zoom of this. So these are the headlights of the Rivian. Got the black housing with a nice halo look. Looking pretty dope. Got the fog lights or some kind of black. It might be some kind of radar detector in front, but a lot of cool niche, and that's how big the front is.
I just keep looking at these electric vehicles because I'm gonna.
So we got a question coming in. What's the question? Question is, what's your opinion on Pioneer head units compared to the Saida or a Toto? Now, in my opinion, if you want the best audio quality, you're probably best off looking at Pioneer. It's the tried and true. If you're looking for value, and honestly, I like audio, but up to a point. I also like having a nice display, having better touchscreen, GPS, Apple CarPlay, and Bluetooth at a great price. So that's why I would choose like the Saida. I've been a big fan. You know, I have a Tesla Model S, and when I compare that to my old Subaru that had this Android head unit, I'm missing out on a lot of functions that I use a ton. So there's that going forward. So let's see the back of this Rivian real quick. If there's any more questions, that's my opinion. Thanks for asking that question. Pretty nice interior in that Rivian. Are we getting any questions?
So you're going to run a 220, that's 20 amps. The vehicle is going to consume basically 420 amps.
We're just looking at the Rivian for now.
You're going to get 6% per hour on the big pack.
Okay.
So full charge is going to take you a while.
Is it possible to sit in? Or
No, just video, just pictures.
So easy.
Yeah, but the idea is generally with the vehicle, you're never dead. You show up at night, you're 60%. You plug in the morning, you're 90%. You just go anyway.
All right, let's keep it going. Let's look out for some more car audio. We're slowing you. Check out Pioneer. Just let me know if there's any questions. You have one loss. Oh. Looking at Bridgestone, walking to Pioneer. So new this year, Pioneer is coming out with some new stuff. You know, the competition from Android has been those Android head units from China. They have to do something because they can't just do the same crap and rehash it every year. This year they put in maybe a dash cam. Next, you know, they got to add some features. So, to their credit, they are doing stuff to live it, you know, live it up. Oh, look at that kicker right there. Pretty cool audio stuff and kicker, but we're trying to head to the Pioneer booth, so let's head to Pioneer. Pretty cool. Racing in a golf cart, huh? So we got some amplifiers from Pioneer. This is how their booth looks like. You know, it's big, it's nice in here. Oops, excuse me. So we do have some head units from, oh, man, that is really low quality. This is looking like more like an OEM camera. The one we were just looking at, it's a lot higher from the Saida. And just the resolution of these, not my favorite look. But the Android Auto looking pretty fresh. I really dig that UI. It's not too tacky. Trying to find some good head units, some new ones. That way we can better judge the competition and seeing where we can go from there. Okay. Again, Android Auto screen mirroring on these guys. Nothing that we aren't used to. And this is a problem with these head units right here. If you look at the 8-inch WVGA, that's basically 480p. That's 480p, guys. And that's a 5500. It doesn't get up to a higher resolution like 720p until you get to the 8600 NEX. And this actually looks really good. Like, I'm a big fan of this. It looks really good, and I would love to try this out myself if I can have this on my channel. I might just have to put this in the Super BRZ just to see the comparison, the audio quality. But the 8600 is very expensive. So the 5500 next, it doesn't even have HD. The 5500 next doesn't have HD to it. I'm not a big fan of this styling. I really prefer a styling like this, and hopefully we can get that basically single DIN or double DIN setup into into our cars. Yes. So yeah, we'll try to do We'll try to do OEM, not OEM, but aftermarket Pioneer versus the Saida. And what are my thoughts? I mean, looking at, I'm not a fan of these ones right here, but this one, this is kind of like tablet style. It actually looks really nice. Only problem is the frame rate's pretty slow. I don't know if you guys can see. I don't know what processors it's using, but we're used to having these high, fast PX6 processors. And if you guys can see me step through this, it's a little bit slow and a little bit cumbersome. Like, I hit a button and it takes a minute to respond. I'm trying to look at some other apps. It's not very intuitive. See how I press it and then it like goes on? This is what kind of like the lag I'm talking about, like how these other manufacturers are just using really outdated, in my opinion. Well, not in my opinion. I mean, it is outdated. You press it and it takes so long to load. Like, even a list, like, it shouldn't take that long to load a list. What's the iPad? iPad iOS? I'm not sure on this thing right here. Sorry about the loud music. You know, people are playing loud music in their Scion. Let's take a look at the Scion. We got money, and that's kind of like a cool setup how it's gonna look. You know, everything looks pretty well integrated, which is pretty nice. But that Pioneer head unit looking clean, actually, the top one, the 8600 next. Might have to do a comparison. I really like Alpine too, so I know I was talking to the Android head units guys over there. I'm like, how are you gonna deal with the Halo 9 from Alpine? They said, don't worry, we have a metal chassis. It's gonna look a lot better and look a lot cleaner, and the value and the compatibility is just gonna go through the roof. So I'll believe them. Another thing that I want to try when it comes to, this is pretty cool, 3D headlights, is I want to do parking sensors and blind spot monitoring on these cars. So if we can get this for the Android head units, that would be absolutely awesome. So here are some blind spot detection. We have, basically it shows you your blind spot right there. And if I wave my hand, and this is a license plate frame, so it's pretty cool. Pioneer that has something like that. It's not really a head unit, but it's by Pioneer. Pretty slick. And they actually have the LiDAR. Again, there's the Decida booth, so probably gonna end the video on the Decida booth very soon. A lot of people checking out their little booth. They're a lot smaller company than Pioneer, but what I really like about them is we can talk to them and then they make changes accordingly. Do you guys have any other questions before we wrap up this live stream we have going on? Any questions? Any questions? Do you guys want to see anything before we go? Alright, that concludes it then. No more questions. Thank you guys for stopping by, checking out this live stream. Kim and I are here at CES. If you guys want to see us, definitely we'll be probably hanging around the North Hall, probably by the Decida and Pioneer and Kenwood and all these guys. So if you're around this area, we'll be able to meet and we can chat. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys very soon with my next video. Peace out.